What's up, Ornlu? Shy town in the house.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm late. Also, FinBib, thank you so much for the 3 months. Shot Town in the house. All right. All right, looks like Syscon is up 1-0. Compared to our good PhD. How cold is it? Too cold for me, man. Oh, no. Is it not going to be the temperature anymore? 41 Fahrenheit, so what, maybe 10 Celsius? Something in that ballpark. One side was the first game. I wouldn't know. All right. Looks like we are here on Immersion for game number 2. It will feature the Malay here to the west of the map and to the east in the red as the Hans Gruber. It will be Siscon. Yes, indeed, it is Dr. Agenstar, PhD. No one knows what he is a doctor of. Anyway, so Malay and Huns here definitely do favor Malay a little bit. This isn't really a map where mobility is king. And there are lots of narrow choke points that you can try and hold, and Malay just have a better economy. They have a better navy. So let's see what Siscon's going to do here. Likely aggressive. I mean, Huns are still a good aggressive civ. But you're going to need to deal with that Malay eco. I mean, you have Drummond, but, like, they're not good Drummonds. They're generic Drummonds. The Doctor of Starring in Tournaments? Indeed. Alright, so got 4 militia on the way here for Dragonstar. Normally, Malay aren't really a civ that you could Men-at-Arm rush with. But with fishing ships bolstering your economy and just giving you that really strong extra early food income, it is totally doable. Well, I mean, it's not really. Hello, little corgi. I mean, it's a 128-person single elimination bracket, so really this is the main event. I'm on a boat. It's going fast and... something, something. Hello, Shivery. Alright, so 4 Men-at-Arms with that free armor upgrade coming in. But Siscon is fully walled. Their armor bonus? Yeah, but then people realize that it completely nukes your economy because of the fast uptime. Hello, Boom. You didn't really have the resources for anything else afterward. For a week? I've only been... I streamed yesterday! Extra villagers. The thing is... if you click up... with 2 more villagers, just to, like, hit to, at the same time... Live on YouTube? Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, we're live. But yeah, if you click up with 2 extra villagers and arrive in feud village at the same time, you still spent 100 food that you otherwise wouldn't have, and those 2 extra villagers don't have the time to actually gather, you know, enough resources yet to, you know, justify their existence, right? They haven't gathered 50 resources yet, so it's actually still more difficult to afford it. I did go to Kentucky, indeed. How was it? Kentucky is great. The date was, well, it didn't turn out all that well. But yeah, I loved Lexington. Kentucky? Something like that. How do you think the waterwork is panning out? Eh. From everything I've seen so far, water is just more complicated. It's not necessarily better or worse. And see, yeah, I mean, it wasn't like good. It wasn't like bad, but it just didn't work out. Some big battle in Kentucky. Like, in the American Civil War, I mean, there was fighting in Kentucky for sure, but I don't think there was like a... Oh, that's Lexington in Massachusetts, for which Lexington in Kentucky was named after. Yeah, that was the start of the American Revolution. Yeah. Lexington, Kentucky, which was named after Lexington, Massachusetts, which was named after Lexington in England. Early fishing is still OP. Yeah, again, it feels more complicated. It doesn't really solve any issues. It's not worse. It just doesn't quite feel right. A side grade? Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like. Well, honestly, just a pretty normal game. Dragon started taking some decent trades so far. He is slightly ahead in resources, thanks to the power of melee. But Siscon is fishing a bit more intensively. No warships for either player. I mean, I think it definitely would get better with balance. Become more clear? Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. In small ponds? Yes, they do. Well, on top of galley sucking in small ponds, they fundamentally don't work if you're trying to also go for land units, whereas the other two warships do. Because they don't need to be babysat. Babysitted? Yeah, that one. While you're also microing land units. Who burns them? Again, I think they had the choice to either have it make more sense logically, or try and keep as much of existing water understanding as possible. And they went with, okay, we can get rid of logic a little bit just to keep things consistent to how they were before, with fire ships countering the long-range galley, and then the new ship countering fire ships in place of the demos. Stuff like islands? Yeah, possibly. Anyway, Siscon has the greater percentage of his army as skirmishers, so we all know that the best unit in AoE 2 is, of course, the skirmisher. And so Siscon's going to be taking a very good fight here. Big bada booms. I didn't like demos that much. At least not as a mainstay in a navy. A whole counter that isn't a demo? Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I don't like fun. Alright, so, of course, the docks are able to garrison the fishing ships, but they still have minimum range. Just like most, well, all non-town center defensive buildings. Where this, I mean, demos still do what demo ships do. It's just, you know, they're more expensive. I'm pretty bad at killing docks. Yeah, the thing is they have -3 anti-building damage. So they only deal 6 damage a hit, but they still attack pretty fast. So, I mean, it could be worse. But remember, guys, Hulks are actually very vulnerable to land units. I mean, look at that. Look at those Cav Archers go. Compared to a fire? I actually don't know which is faster. Wait, why is the dock shooting flaming arrows? What? The fishing ships researched chemistry, guys! They didn't tell it to the rest of Syscon's empire! They discovered flaming arrows! Alright. Skirmishers still going to be the main unit of choice here for Dragonstar. Syscon, though, 17 fishing ships to 11. Like, you never want to see as the melee player, you're getting out-fish-boomed by Huns. But the Hulks are now coming in on the side. They are actually War Hulks. And they are, of course, going to do very well against fishing ships. A very quick reload time at this point, 1.5. That's the same as a Japanese swordsman. The arrogance? Yes, that's what I think. The arrogance of the elephant switch in early Castle Age. Fire ships are faster. Well, in Feudal Age, Hulks are faster. In Castle Age and Imperial Age, fire ships are faster. Or only in Capture Age? I have no idea. Anyway, Cav Archers can easily clear up those Hulks, which is, it feels weird. Like, it feels like ships should be very resistant to arrows, you know, like they were in ye old days. Faster than galleys, but fire galleys are already really good at countering galleys on small ponds and whatnot. Defeated on water? I have. I mean, basically, it's just you need a lot of space for to sail around with your galleys. And then the galleys can do just fine. They deal a lot of damage to the Hulks. But the issue is that, again, galleys don't work on small ponds. No, I think they wanted to add Hulks to the game just as a general unit to gauge and adjust their balance before adding bonuses to Civ. So, my guess is that if Hulks work out, if they become a regular part of the game, they will add Hulk-specific bonuses to existing Civs, but right now, I think it's the smart move. Just add them to the game. Don't overcomplicate things, so you can just tweak the unit as needed, because it's obviously still in its very early stages of balance. Wait, why is it 5+6 attack? Okay, that's just a visual bug. Yeah, it's not actually 5+6 attack. Anyway, Dragonstar has killed 14 fishing ships. Who is winning? It's a relatively even game. Dragonstar is ahead in resources, but Syscon is up on his 3 TCs. Got a few more elephants coming in. My big concern right now for our good doctor is that his food income is not very impressive. You can see he only has 3 farms, so he's relying on those fishing ships, and he just never really got quite enough. And now that these Hunnic Hulks are in, they're going to start killing some of those fishing ships. Doc's shooting? I mean, you just have to think about them as mini harbors. Can you imagine a Civ that gets faster attacking Hulks, which are already super fast attacking? Be like Byzantine fire ships, man. It's a demo ship, but it really is not impressive. Forging coming in now for those Hulks. And again, remember, forging, it triple dips, the Hulks do. Triple dip into forging. It affects all 3 of their hooks. And more fishing ships are being added here for Dragonstar. Syscon is probably a little bit ahead in Res Destroyed. Yeah, he is. Melee Chukonu? Actually, no, because Chukonu still only have the Pierce attacks upgrade, so like fletching and whatnot only affect the first arrow. There is no other unit, I think, that triple dips into attack upgrades like this. Not Kipchoks fire all their arrows at once, and they don't benefit from it in the same way. Again, it only applies to one arrow. For rocket carts? Yes. Although I guess that's just versus buildings. Also, the bonus for what is it, Chinese rocketry, that also triple dips into it. But it's also just like, it's a multiplicative bonus, right? It's just straight up like, you know, do like plus 20% damage or whatever, right? It's all very complicated, man. Anyway, light cav coming in here. And of course, if you're just playing into things that are countered by cavalry, you're generally feeling pretty good as a civ against the melee because they don't want to be making cavalry. But you're also going to need to out-skirm them. And right now, we are indeed watching Age of Empires as it was meant to be. I mean, we do have Syscon getting some value here, and he actually found a way to click up to Imperial Age. Really impressive. He is now getting medium warships. And it's just so strange. Like, Hulks are so dominant on the water, but they just get nuked by skirmishers? It's so weird. It's a ship, man. I think they really tried to make the, like, mangrove-style maps much more viable to go for land units, because ships still, you know, prior to this gave you far more stats per resource spent than land units. But yeah, Dragonstar, I mean, the melee bonus will help him sort of keep up, but... Yeah, aren't the Hulks literally armor-plated? Yeah, isn't this literally armor plating? Countered by javelins. Anyway, Clanker construction coming in. And Dragonstar, again, he can catch up in Imperial Age time, but he will be slower. He's still going to be a minute slower. And it's like, now you need to counter the Hulks on these small ponds. So they just have fishing spears? Exactly. Well, Imp is about to be in, but I mean, still, you're hitting Imp and you only have a blob of skirmishers. Not exactly the scariest unit in the world. Got Bracer coming in, and indeed, it is the double Drummond production, and they will be able to go after the castles. But remember, guys, that Drummonds are worse against buildings than our cannon galleons, and especially Lochuans. So it's not exactly the same. The pikeman upgrade is incoming as well. I mean, imagining that Syscon will eventually want to switch into something that's on a horse. And there are some skirmishers here, and of course the Karambits with the free +4 defense are going to be better, at least, against those skirmishers. Will this castle actually come in? And it looks like Dragonstar just does not want to challenge it. He does have his own trebuchet on the way, but there's already one in for Syscon, and he has his Drummonds. And right now, Dragonstar just seems to be falling a little bit behind in terms of units. There's a fire ship over here going right after the fishing ships, but right now, the issue is fundamentally the actual villager numbers, and that is, Red has just been out macroing Cyan here. Heavy warships, chemistry coming in. And at the very least, the Drummons are, of course, going to be very good at taking down the docks. And you're going to try and repair that, but that should not really work against those Drummonds. Well, actually, one fire ship will make it out. Okay, that's something. But you can just, of course, retreat to the safety of the castles. Yeah, that's not likely going to work out. Fast fire ship is in. Wait, rock, gold. Guys, it's a rock with gold. Isn't this clearly a gold rock right here? Yeah, obviously that's not going to work out. No Thalassocracy yet. Literally, it's Thalassocracy Cup Dragon Star. You'd think he would research the namesake upgrade. S to the M to the H. Anyway, look at this castle. It stands absolutely no chance here. And it is going down. Another castle's being built a little bit further back, but this middle pawn being controlled by the Drummonds is extremely helpful. Your forces, God, no! Oh, those guys got rocked. The Trebuchet might be safe in the short run, but right now it is Siscon taking all of the efficient fights. Halb is on its way, but Halbs don't solve any problems here. I mean, I guess now we have the stables coming in, which perhaps preempted the Halb switch, but right now, your right now problems are these Drummonds and these skirmishers. Of course, the Krambits running in are still going to be annoying, for sure. But because you were getting skirmisher upgrades, which also benefit your defenses, the Krambits are still going to get lasered down by these and random watchtower. Another castle coming up here at the back, and again, Siscon is still actually ahead in villagers. He's doing just fine. Cavalier coming in now as well. Our rock golds are on the field. They're definitely not Caracs, they're rock golds. Wait a minute, am I on the wrong version of Capture Age? Yep. Yes, I am. Uh-huh. LOL! The thing is, the Capture Ages look exactly the same, man. I'm telling you, man. Alright, now population's just looking better here for Siscon. University's going down, but it doesn't really matter because chemistry's already in. Description is on its way. I mean, you just need something that's good against skirmishers. Now the Cavalier coming in, you do have the Halbs on the field. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Dave 2 days ago, yeah. Alright, well, those conversions are in. The rock golds are doing just fine. That Trebuchet's going down. They've got a cannon galleon on the way. Lack a gold unit? He really does. I mean, you want Karambits, I think, as your gold unit. Paladin is even on the way. Oh boy, that's a Paladin. 5 halberdiers are likely going to be woefully insufficient. Cannon Galleon is going to help out here against the dock. But yeah, I mean, right now, Siscon is getting well ahead in terms of resources. Now, the gold income isn't amazing, it must be said. Oh, Siscon, he wants to go for the killing blow, though. Look at this castle. I admire the ambition. I mean, that's a big scary army. Look at this army value. It's double. Straight up double. Oh, a couple Monkers are going to have a very bad day. And here we go. Gotta be careful. Yes, you do friendly fire damage with your Drummonds. Alright, you have the Halbs here, but they are just not enough. Taking the fight before Paladin is in might seem strange, but sometimes the fight is just too good to ignore, and that will be the impetus for the GG as Siscon goes up 2-0 against Dragonstar. Dragonstar just never really was actually able to take efficient fights, and he wasn't able to leverage much of the melee eco advantage as he got out-macroed by Siscon. So it's just the macro on the one side giving Siscon more resources than perhaps he should against like perfectly even skill levels, and the micro in terms of actually just taking better fights. Siscon kept his skirmishers alive very, very well. And that is a solid win there for Siscon. Anyway, good morning, and thank you to everyone who is tuning in. It is good old hump day, and I am barely awake, but you know what? That's okay. Looks like Stone Please versus Chart is also happening, which we will catch after the end of the series. Oh, no spec dashboard offline. Okay, phew. Instant panic as soon as the spec dashboard goes offline. All right, looks like Migration will be the next map, and because we kind of missed the drafts earlier because I was a sleepyhead, we'll have to just see what we will see for the civilizations. I mean, in general here, Vikings, Armenians, if they were allowed to be played, still feel like probably the best civs, with Japanese, Persians, Italians, of course, all being very viable picks. I don't really think the civ dynamics change all that often, or all that much here. Especially for a map like Migration, where you can go for a lot of different strategies. Some might even call them strategeries, and now they're on Seychelles, so much for that idea! I mean, Seychelles is obviously a much newer map, so it's a bit harder to judge how all those changes are going to impact this. I mean, what were the best civs on Seychelles before? I just remember seeing a lot of Italians and a lot of Armenians. Armenians are banned for the tournament, as are Georgians. Yeah, again, I don't really think the civ dynamics change all that much, except Vikings now being viable and even extremely strong on any hybrid map because you have fire ships available to you as well as hulks. And indeed, in a minute 41, we will be getting here into game number 3. Let's see if Dr. Agonstar PhD can start putting some points on the board. Minute and 8 seconds. Looks like it's from HD. It does feel a little weird. Also, I need to switch to the correct version of Capture Age, which has the exact same graphic icon as the regular Capture Age. All right, 20 seconds, and let's see what Agonstar has in store for us. I'll get some coffee, because I need it. No. What? Oh, he's already gotten the oatmeal bowl. Well, I said I was going to get some coffee. And so that means that there's a transition. Uh-huh. Alright, guys, be right back. Ow. Ugh. I bet I missed everything thrilling here at the beginning of this game. Siscon, on the verge of winning here. I guess I need to redo the entire scoreboard. But he will be the red Portuguese over to the west of the map. And Dragonstar, gonna be rocking those Italians. The new Apple product, the Italian. Go kaboop and doop. And he'll be here to the southeast. It's kind of a weird-looking middle area. Usually it's much more of a circle. Do you think this middle area could stop a rampaging sea bear attack? I don't think so. Not at all. Hey, what is that rock? Is that type of rock always in the game? I don't know. I'm getting distracted by rocks. Ornlu, you get distracted by everything. Yeah, I know. All right, interesting. Early forward dock from Siscon. Now, remember, what tournament was this map in recently? Was this a Lingyan Cup map? Anyway, the meta that we saw in whatever big tournament this map was played in recently. It's italicized. Oh, that's good. Yeah, the dock was exactly what Dragonstar's doing here. So go for the back dock, gather that safe fishing, because remember that the rush distance is just so long on the outside that you can usually get away with an extra fishing ship or two if you dock on the outside, whereas if you dock in the middle, then it's like you're committing yourself to playing something like Baltic, right? Very, very fast, aggressive, no more than 2 or 3 fishing ships instead of 4 or 5. I mean, there's plenty of fish here, right? Like, if we're in this situation that we're in right now, where they've docked in separate areas, you can fish boom here just fine, but it's still important to keep in mind that this is all shallows. So fishing ships, which are now made of paper mache, like all other ships, are going to be much more difficult to keep alive than are these fishing ships here of Dragonstar. When you were kids, I know, man. I'm gone for the weekend. I am physically and emotionally exhausted. And then I don't even play DE. I just play Age of Conquerors and I play Montezuma for YouTube. You know, the nostalgia will never fail. Alright, Loom coming in. Feudal Age is on the way. Dragonstar is clicking up a villager sooner. Nothing too crazy. I mean, as far as like Portuguese versus Italians go, they're both great civs. And here comes the forward. You do start with a transport ship on this map. And the thing is, you have a very large island that you start with, right? This island is not going to be swallowed up by the ocean. Climate change is not going to impact these islands. And the chances of Syscon actually finding this are extremely low. Right? He has no idea. No way Scotty knows. Yeah, Scotty doesn't know. I would argue it was necessary at the time, but because we have so much power creep in the game and just civilizations are so much stronger, it's like Aztecs need that back again. Snow? Well, remember, it had ice, but not snow, because you had ice in the game for the Genghis Khan 6 in Age of Kings, but yeah, you didn't have snow. They created rocks in 2025. I know it! But yeah, the nostalgia runs for YouTube for just me playing the AOC campaigns. Like, I literally don't even care how good those videos do, because it's just something I really enjoy doing, and it's like, you know, might as well share it with everyone who else would enjoy the nostalgia vibe. Some things I like doing too much to care about how much sense they make from, like, a business perspective. Alright, Men-at-Arms coming on in here. Oh, the deletion could have been more poorly timed. You do have a slight villager lead right now here as our red player, but those Men-at-Arms are going to town. Where are Syscons? They're in a transport ship somewhere. Where are they? This shows where the Men-at-Arms got on board the transport ship. Okay, they're all the way down over there, not doing anything useful. Where, meanwhile, over here... Wait a minute, what? Okay, like, no villagers died for... Okay, that was still actually really bad for Dragonstar. He should have completely crushed that. Instead, the villagers got an amazing engagement. Yeah, 2 villagers went down, but they killed everything! Okay, we got a range coming up over here as well. You have a defensive watchtower and already... You gotta be super, super careful! Again, transport ships are made out of freaking, you know... rice paper. There's another Men-at-Arm here. Or I guess it's the same one from before. Archers are here. That villager's gonna go down. Meanwhile, on the flippity flip, no! No. Da da da. Da da da. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba. Rip. Oh, even gets that last villager for the road. I mean, yeah, that should not be recoverable. At least not unless you get an almost comically gigantic amount of damage done on the other side. Because what Dragonstar just suffered was an almost comical amount of damage. I mean, it was comical, actually. If I'm singing taps, then yeah, it's probably comical. Scale mail armor coming in. Gonna be making more infantry. He sees his opponent is just making the skirmishers. But, I mean... this shouldn't be something you can readily recover from. Oh! +1 defense isn't quite in yet. But now you're getting those extra walls in. Those Men-at-Arms are going to have a more difficult time actually finding a good engagement. And Syscon should just probably be way too safe here. Okay, so there really aren't that many villas to jump inside the town center. And the villagers can't completely wall themselves in, keep in mind. I mean, the skirms can go ahead and fight against the archers, and they'll do well. But the Men-at-Arms still have the extra upgrades. Oh, if Dragonstar just had a little bit better micro, this would be going so much better. But, I mean, again, I empathize with him. Why is he making a Spearman? Well, Spearman, you want more Men-at-Arms. Like, the only thing that's getting you anywhere in this game is more Men-at-Arms. 26 to 34 villagers. You still have 5 to 5 fishing ships. Those fishing ships are even gathering only from shorefish right now. Not very ideal whatsoever. And yeah, now we're at 2 skirmishers, 2 archers, and this is going to be much, much more difficult to deal with as Dragonstar. Res collected difference isn't bad, but remember that resources destroyed are also very, very heavily in favor of Syscon. I mean, you're just trying to, you know, build and delete walls all over the place. That's going to be another dead Vil. If Dragonstar just was paying better attention, honestly, and didn't lose all those Vils to 3 Men-at-Arms and a Scout Cavalry, this would be good damage. It's just, well, he did do that. And he can't seemingly keep up his infantry production because there are 2 archery ranges on the field, and that's just going to be producing way too many ranged units to handle. Couple archers here on the outside. We'll get a villager there. And get another one. I mean, you're getting closer, guys. It's 36 to 34 Vils. Like, Dragonstar should be insanely far ahead in this game if he just, you know, had a better defense at home. As a person is a bit nasty. I've never had a negative interaction with him. Oh, and those villagers are extremely exposed. They can go for the quick gate, or I guess wall here. Okay, that's going to save them. What's the next set? I don't know. There's multiple sets going on right now, I think. Oh, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, there should be enough archers here. They will be able to run over here and help deal with the enemy archers. Random beef on stream. But I don't have beef with anyone in the AoE community, except Folder. I mean, yeah, another villager's kill, but now Dragonstar is sacking his military to get villager kills, and you're sacking military to get villager kills. Try and catch up on villager kills, but then you just fall way behind in military, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. And Syscon is still ahead in villagers regardless. He's up on his way to Castle Age, and this still should be way too over. Anyway, we have a Hulk here on the outside. Actually, on the inside. Again, like, if Dragonstar wasn't so horribly far behind, this would be very good. But yeah, in ye old days, those fishing ships would basically all be dead because the warships would take too long to train and you just, like, lose all those fishing ships. Now you can protect them much more easily. Again, I've never had a bad interaction with Dragonstar. Dash is, you know, he had his oatmeal bowl already. Barked at me when I was going to get my coffee. You know, normal Dash things. But we have a painter coming by today to touch up on the painting he did before. And let me tell ya, there's going to be a lot of barking here in the very near future. Because the painter should be here any minute. Anyway, archery is getting walled in. Oh, this poor archer, man. Oh, it can't move. There is the GG called, and Syscon will take the win in this series. Way more efficient economy for Dragonstar, but he lost so many villagers immediately that it just did not matter, man. Alack, alay. Well done there for Syscon, and he will be moving on to the round of 32. All right, so let's see. So there's Sorakuma versus Ice-T, which is a 600 elo difference, and there's Stone Please versus Chart, which is a 150 elo difference. So let's cast the 600 elo difference. Let's go. Now. All right, let me set up the scoreboard here. Apparently, Stone Please did win game number 1. Jump into game. I will update the stream title. And yes, Stone Please was another one of those players that I used to regularly beat back on Voobly, and he got good, and I didn't. We all know Old Man Ornlu. Alright, chart's going to be here in the green, and it's the Malay to the south of Bog Islands. And look at this, guys. Very close rush distance here for Stone Please in the blue as the Mongols. Now, Malay are going to be one of those civs that can match the speed of Mongols, sort of. Like, you can get a similar uptime to Mongols, but the Mongol player will still have far more resources collected sooner than you do, as really any other civ. It's just the dynamic of how the civ has always worked out. Like, can you just take a moment to appreciate, like, how well the basic gameplay identity of Mongols has existed, where you're super fast, but then you don't have a whole lot going for you, but you have, like, strong units, but they're somewhat weak. Oh my goodness, you have no business losing a Vil there. No way. Not unless you also want to lose the Scout Cavalry. Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to skedaddle. But now we just exist in this weird state because Mongols used to be very weak in early Castle Age, because, again, no real bonuses. And now you have Steppe Lancers. You can, again, it's like, you don't need a ton of civ bonuses or unique units just to create this very sort of interesting and unique playstyle. Doc coming in right now. Doc already in here for Stone Please. I mean, he's not going up on 15. Oh my god, he's going up on 15. What is this? Mongol HP bonus? Yes, they do. No way, right? Right. Now, 15 pop even with Loom is usually reserved for that's ridiculous on standard resources, but it is true that on Bog Islands you have 3 boars, or rhinos even, and you have the gold that you can kind of long distance mine, at least in the short run. So, 15 pop on, like, Arabia is actually just bad. On this map, it's still probably not great, but we will have to see. Picking Mongol? They're fast, right? This is a map where you want to take very fast early water control, like a Baltic. Nothing new or fancy about that. It's just Mongols Mongols do it well. And yes, this is a map with 3 rhinos on it. Oh no! Oh no. Stone Please watching some Ornlu Rex as to how to play AoE 2 on a map that literally you have guys, you literally have, like, barely any actual land. You know exactly where the TC is because it's in the middle of this small island, and you still run into the TC anyway. Oh, no. Alright, so it's going to be fast for Hulks. I actually... Wouldn't you rather it just be galleys? Just get those galley numbers going. They can shoot over quick walls. I mean, the Hulks are fast. But remember, chart can garrison here. The only reason this is going to work is because they can attack villagers, and because the quick balls aren't in, that is going to be perhaps a bit of a disaster here. Stone Please striking back. Oh man, look at this, guys. Immediate GG. Oh no. Yeah, if the villagers hadn't, like, ungarrisoned themselves, that probably would have just not worked, but just way too fast. And we did have Chart caught completely off guard. And now that is a very nice 2-0 now for Stone, please. Early GG? The thing is, I don't think he had even clicked up yet, right? Yeah. One minute, and we'll be getting into game number 3. I mean, if it ends in a 3-0, I'm just not going to bother updating the scoreboard. All right. We are here, guys, on Water Nomad. Swim, swim, glub, glub, Nomad. And we will have Stone, please, on the verge of advancing to the round of 32 here, as the Bengalis to the southeast and to the northwest in the green. As the Dravidians, it will be Chart. Send those vills over. Feels like Stone, please, has already so many water buffalo, like all over the place. Like so many blue dots on the map. First chart is like 2, 4. Oh boy. 6! AOC campaign? I know, it really does. Like I said before, it's a series that I really don't care how well it does, but because I absolutely love playing it. And I know that some of you guys really enjoy watching it. Yes, the demos are still very good at sniping villagers. They're just more expensive now. All right, both players have their TCs up. And we are good to go. But Stone Police already has 120 resources collected from the fast fishing ships. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, look at all these water buffalo here for Stone Police, man. Already off to such a fast start. Now, in general, I think Dravidians should probably be maybe even a little bit better than Bengalis on this map because they are faster. But we'll have to see. Lots and lots of scouting. Actually, sending a fishing ship just to scout all over the map and get those extra water buffalo so that you never have to farm. Good stuff. That Dorado is almost gone. You're already on the second deep fish. Unfortunately, though, for green, that's a pretty far distance to go for your second deep fish. It's much, much closer here for Stone, please. Anyway, Loom is coming in, and Chart is looking for a fast uptime. Stone, please, meanwhile, is taking plenty from the water buffalo as well. I mean, again, it's just, I can't keep my eyes off this mini-map. Feudal Age is on the way. Anyway. Feudal Age is coming on in. And 30 seconds faster here still, though, for Stone, please. There's the lumber camp. You still want to be able to get double bit axe. But of course, demo ships are something you really need to keep an eye out for on this map. And just look at this here for stone, please. It's very, very wallable. You get all of your wood and gold safe. It's actually really insane for them, whereas it's much more exposed here, especially with the gold. It's also not really easy to wall either. No. Second dock coming in. Stone Please is slightly ahead here in resources, and he will get the 2 extra villagers as well, which is always nice. And we'll have to see. Is it going to be galleys? Is it going to be hulks? Is it going to be fire ships? It's hulks. It's always hulks. I mean, it's weird that they're the cheapest warship. Why are hulks cheaper than galleys and fire galleys? That's really weird to me. Oh, feudal age in here. You get your 200 extra wood. Hulk production has started, but you're just slower. There's going to be a third dock coming in, though. And we will have to see if that is going to be enough to make up for the fact that you were simply slower in your naval production. 22 water buffalo here to 8. Yeah. Blue's got a lot of food for quite some time and is also a villager ahead. I mean, on top of course, being Bengalis. Anyway, Hulk's just going to kind of sail past each other like the proverbial ships in the night. Got that defensive tower in here. Fishing ships are going to be able to pepper the Hulks a little bit. Remember that you do have 2 bonus damage versus ships here. So, the docks are actually pretty good against Hulks. But Hulks can go within their minimum range. Anyway. Oh no! Sailing off the edge of the world. But those Bengali ships do regenerate HP, and like Fire Galley fights, Hulk fights are very slow. They only deal 3 damage to each other. So that HP regeneration is very good. Third dock is now coming in, but you're just behind in the ship numbers. And look, it's already almost 500 resources ahead right now is Stone Please. That eco difference is just wildin', I think, as the kids say. Still, you don't want to fight underneath the dock. But yeah, you also just have idle villagers or fishing ships at this point. And that is painful to deal with. And look at this, those fishing ships are all still idle right now. And this eco advantage here for Stone Please is going to be getting out of hand very quickly. Even getting housed right now is chart, and right now, guys, Stone Please is looking excellent here in this best of 5. Blacksmith coming in now. Get that forging upgrade, which is huge in the Hulk battles, and I mean, just, again, way better production. He's got 50% more Hulks. Now you're going to switch into galleys, but you generally want to go like galleys into Hulks instead of the other way around. In the same way that you want to go archers into scouts instead of scouts into archers, because you just want to start massing up those ranged units sooner, because obviously they are at their strongest when in a large group. And hello, Jup, or Yoop. Are you enjoying the Australian summer? All right, there's one fishing ship here to add, I guess, 1 arrow, but I doubt that's going to be sufficient. No, not the water buffalo. What did it ever do to you? Oh, wow, even skipped loom this whole time. That is greedy, but it is working out. And now we have a couple of galleys coming in. The forging upgrade is in now for Stone Please. And again, that is huge. The Hulks triple dip into it. And, I mean, yeah, you just keep within the dock's minimum range. And it is going to go down pretty fast to 13 warships with forging. All right, ships are sailing in here from Sharp, but he does not have that forging upgrade. And like I said, it is a big ol' difference maker. Now, maybe the arrows can add enough support. I have my serious doubts. Garrison the fishing ships, chart! 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 Oh boy, guys. Oh no. Oh no. This is not close in the slightest. Blues lost like, what, 2 units to 8, 9, 10? Well, that wasn't much of a game. Hello, bro. Yikes. I mean, that was just better from Stone, please, from the jump of the gun. Rip Areno to chart. Got Overtaken versus Wide happening. Jump into that one. We widen here. All right, let's set up the scoreboard. I think once we get past this round, the matches should start to look a lot closer. I mean, we have some good ones here. Like Overtaken versus Wide, I think it's still going to be fairly close. Although, didn't I say Overtaken won game number 1? Yes. All right, so Dravidians here for Overtaken to the northeast and to the southwest in the red. As the Portuguese, it will be Wide. All right, 4 fishing ships per player, but Overtaken is up so much faster. And it's Hulkin time. Never doubt the Hulkin time. Archery range coming in here from Wide. But he already has lost a villager. Wait, why are you making fire ships Wide? No! That's not what you're supposed to do here. Oh, have you not been paying attention, Wide? Oh, dear. All right, coming in with some walls. We'll have that 4 fishing ships now to 7. Overtaken, able to add in a few extras. Wait, Bills were coming forward, but then decided to go back. So that's a little bit strange. Both players are getting their walls down. For the life of me, guys, I wish I could tell you why there are fire ships being made, other than Wide just doesn't know the new naval interactions. Also, oh, Wide lost a field to like a boar or something. Lost something to Gaia. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but hulks are literally designed to counter fire ships. Just snipe 1 fire there, but obviously the hulks dealing their melee damage, having high melee armor themselves. Remember, fire ships now just deal melee damage. This map? I actually like this map more than Cup. Cup was much more of just, like, you build a few fire ships and demos, and it's just like another hybrid map. It also had the 2 gold areas, and it was like fixed spawns. I mean, like, Cup was a fine map, but this is sort of the more random map version of it. That's like an actual random map and not like a specific tournament map. Anyway, Market coming in here from Overtaken as well, and he is going to be getting up to Castle Age here very soon. Still have to be careful. Again, the archers actually deal decent damage to the hulks, but the issue is just obviously hulks are way faster. I mean, honestly, it's kind of working. Is this the new meta, guys? Archers behind fire ships? Because the Hulks have such low pierce armor? I mean, these archers don't even have fletching. I don't actually think this is probably good, but... yeah, this seems to be the issue right here. Hulks have 3 times the HP of an archer. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really sure what Wide was doing here. Into skirms versus skirms on hybrid. Oh boy, it's already over. I mean, just look how one-sided this one was. Yeah, I'm just not too sure what Wide was doing there. Just like going archers and walking them across the middle of the map through the enemy navy. Going fires when you literally see hulks from your opponent. That's an odd one. All right, minute 40, and we will be getting into game number 3. Muscle memory? Well, but the entire point of the tournament is to try the new navy. It's not like this is just some side aspect to some grander point of the maps. Like, it's literally here to try the new navy. All right. Game number 3. Going to be on a somewhat similar map. We're going to be on shoals. We'll have Wide here in the red as the Malay to the north. And to the south in the blue as the Bengalis. It will be overtaken. Does feel like we see a lot of Malay, Dravidians, Bengalis over and over again. Portuguese, Italians. I mean, Vikings are right up there as well, but I'm sure... well, actually, there are no real bans. I think they're just admin bans. I think. Yeah, just the admin bans. I mean, Vikings are still a top pick. Nope. Malay versus Bengalis, perfectly fine matchup. They both have great ecos. I do like Malay a little bit more for their timing potential. But it's very, very close. And remember, we have the Super C Tower here with Yasuma. It's triple projectiles. Or 4 projectiles, actually. Just nuke ships right now. Well, Scout's gonna be going out and about like a trout, drinking a stout, having a pout. His horse has a snout. I'm running out of rhymes, guys. And I really like riding horses. Did it this past weekend. I haven't done it since I was a little kid. Does this even go across all the way? Might be one tile that you can scooch across your units here if you really want to. Anyway, dock is being built here right next to the tower. This dock being built a little bit off-center. Got some more Fisky Mothers coming on out. So, fishing ships now for each player. There are still several different viable strategies, it seems, on this map. Now, I do think that it's going to be a lot more difficult to try and justify going for feudal age pressure, especially because you can garrison the docks now. But you can go fast castle water, you can go fast castle expanding to the sides, you can go fast castle forward, you can go fast feudal age forward. The water balance? I think the biggest impactor of water balance for a map like this is just that you can garrison fishing ships inside docks. It makes early water pressure significantly more difficult. Some people are already saying that they would rather the ability for docks to fire arrows be locked behind an upgrade. I'm not too sure about that because it feels like it's something that's basically useless anyway once you reach Castle Age. Like, the whole point of it is for Dark and Feudal Age to fend off enemy warships early on. So I'm not too sure yet. Oh, Feudal Age on the way for both. Just going up with a few extra villagers right now is wide, so he's also going to be a little bit slower. Up, but with a better eco. He's already a little bit ahead here in terms of res collected. 3 more villagers. Going over to gold, but it still doesn't seem like either player is going to be going for a fast castle. So I was thinking that maybe the fast feudal age play wouldn't really even be attempted anymore on this map, but obviously these players are both proving me wrong. Like so many people do. Alright, it's just going to be for a galley opening. I was thinking that if you are going to go for a feudal age navy, it would be the galley because they can dance around the sea tower fire the best. And, okay, yeah, it's double galley production here for Overtaken. House is a little interesting. It's kind of far away. I guess you're chasing the enemy scout, so you're not too worried. Maybe you're thinking about dock number 3 somewhere over here. It is possible. Whoa, look at this greedy fishing lines upgrade. I'm trying to remember. What is the percentage for fishing lines? 10%, and then... Okay, so fishing lines and gill nets have the exact same effect. It's just, you know, doubling it, essentially. The 10% faster gather rate and 5 extra carry capacity. So between the two upgrades, it's actually better than it was, because skill nets used to be, I think, 20% faster gather rate. It was nerfed down to 15. Now you can get it back up to 20%, but you also have plus 10 carry capacity, which does hurt the fish booming when you're building fish traps right next to your dock, because you're just going to be slower in getting that back into your stockpile. Anyway, fishing lines upgrade also coming in here for Overtaken. Villager numbers are very similar right now, which makes sense. Bengali's getting the 2 extra villagers. Malay saving 2 villagers worth of TC work time. Really, nothing too terribly decisive happening so far. Oh, got housed, rip. Clutching coming in now for Overtaken, not yet for Wide. Galley numbers are still very similar. You do have that HP regeneration as the Bengalis, which is nice, but in Galley Wars specifically, it's probably not that big of a deal, because you're usually just focusing all of your damage on one ship, and then it's usually just a bunch of overkill damage once the numbers get high enough. More galleys on the way. Clutching now on its way here for Overtake, and the fishing ships can jump into the dock if need be, and the galleys can sail under the protection of the tower. But look at this! Wide is being bold and saying, you know what, I just have more ships than you, Dan. And already getting a volley off here. Both players... Oh, another couple ships. Very nice micro here from Wide. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, but the double kill with the tower. Now, fire galleys are definitely better against galleys. But right now, that was just... It was a decisive engagement right there. And one that really did pan out for Wide. Where'd the villagers go? Did they just go back home? There's a third dock over here to the west. And now he's going to try and sneak in an extra few fishing ships even with that early water victory, but you have to be careful. You don't want to let that happen, and suddenly the kill count is at least getting very, very even again. And now Overtaken's actually ahead in the overall KD. The naval numbers are at least closer. We have a market on the way. Overtaken's going to be clicking up to Castle Age once that is complete, and is doing so now. But yeah, 6 fishing ships in total. It looks like Wide maybe canceled some of the fishing ships, maybe? Anyway, the uptime is probably going to be semi-similar. They still have the overall villager number advantage for our red player. Actually doesn't quite have enough food. Wide is slightly ahead overall on resources, but what about that food count? Yeah, the food count is a little bit better for Overtaken. And that is just what will directly lead to a faster age up. That said, power of Malay, you're still going to get there at the same time. And you're still 4 vills ahead in total here for Wide, even against Bengalis. Unfortunately, these are not the Bengali Gali galleys like yesterday. Alright, of course, this is just all about the micro, but one player has way more ships than the other, and you can see both are switching over into the fire ships as the counter to the galleys. Got some walls coming up here on the sides, and it looks like Wide will be fully walled in at least a little bit. Blue, meanwhile, still a bit open here to the west. Oh, you have villagers coming over in this way, in direction anyway, so clearly just wants to add a TC there on the side. And Bosaw immediately on the way for Wide. No medium warships yet, and he even gets a fishing ship snipe. Make that 2. Those are the first 2 villager kills of the game. Yes, all civs can garrison side fishing ships in their docks, and Gurjaros can garrison 5 extra, so they can garrison 10. Alright, second TC for each player, but Overtaken is doing the important thing, which is securing some of those side resources. Medium warships coming in for both players, as is actually Bosaw right now. No Bodkin Arrow yet. Neither player really has the food income to do so. Although you do have that extra farming upgrade as wide, which is going to be nice. But we are going to be sailing right down Warg Alley. Alright guys, fire ships now a fair bit faster even than Warg Alleys. Third TC here at home for wide, so 3 TCs and none of them forward. I'm not the biggest fan of that, especially as there isn't any land fighting. Like, just go ahead and get the advantage of map control when you can. But here we are, guys. Now another decisive fight being taken by wide, but this sea tower, guys, it's doing damage. It's doing a lot of damage, in fact. Like, look at this thing. Underestimate the sea tower at your own peril. 300 damage. And now that it is all about the, Oh, actually... Pay attention! Pay attention. Oh, he's gonna try and block! Maybe sailing a bit further forward now here is Overtaken. But no Bodkin in is a huge deal, of course, against all the fire ships. And now, Overtaken is just massing more navy than his opponent. He's also switching into the hulks as well to get all 3 warships on the dance floor at the same time. No additional upgrades. We're still very low upgrade count for both because they are trying to add in their eco while all of this is going on. And yet, wide's still with enough ships for now. We have the War Hulks on the way. And again, you do have that ship HP regeneration in the sea tower, guys. Don't you dare underestimate the Tower of the Sea. Oh my goodness, guys. I think that wide is underestimating the Tower of the Sea. Also a ton of idle villagers somewhere. Oh, I guess the fishing ships as well. It's like all these fights that should be going a bit better for wide just aren't. Yes, very much so. Yeah, I mean, just Overtaken, having that side control is so helpful. And honestly, wide just has no idea. No map vision. And even for his part, it's basically Overtaken just went to the side of the map without any full-on map vision, although I do like patrolling there with the scout. So, like, the higher level players would either be controlling the map or at least having, constant vision of it. So just, again, a little bit of difference between these sort of semi-pro level players and the pro level players. More War Galleys coming in as we now have a significant portion of this navy that is now in hulks. Look at that HP just sail right back up. Wide has gotten housed a lot, man. 4th TC as well for Overtaken. He is not shirking his economy. And we still have to think that sooner rather than later, Red's going to need to go out on the map. He's already finished that gold mine. This gold mine is not going to last very long, of course. No, they don't even have universities. They're just trying to expand their economy and not their tech. Still, it is 6 fishing ships for wide, so that isn't something you're going to complain about. No gill nets, just having the fishing lines upgrade. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Go get him, Scout Cavalry. I believe. You can take down that house. You can conquer the world. Yeah, siphons would be big. Get that extra blast attack against all these clumped up ships. But like I said, the biggest issue I have now for wide is that he's not getting more gold income, and he's just going to straight up run out very soon. And the biggest issue right now for Overtaken is he still is not quite keeping up in the navy numbers relative to wide. So they both have something to not be super happy about in this game. But here we go. Look at this. The Hulks are on the right side, far away from the galleys. The fire ships are going after the war galleys. That's a very nice start to the fight here for Overtaken. But I think the issue is just the numbers. These fire ships still tanking plenty of damage. The war galleys dishing it out from the back. And right now, guys, Overtaken in a very precarious position here on the water. This sea tower has literally been keeping him in the game. It has 16 kills! A castle, but you don't need a castle. There aren't any land units. It has 20 kills! What the heck, guys? Like, this... Because half the kills in this game for Overtaken are the sea tower. Half! That's insane. All right, TC actually going to be coming up here on the west side, and I don't think Wide has any idea. Yeah, he has no idea, man. Looks are too noisy? Yeah, the attack is pretty loud. Okay, here comes the castle up on the side. But how much gold do you have left here? 300 gold left, so that's going to be like just enough to get you to the Imperial Age. And of course, as Malay, you will be reaching... Oh, he doesn't have the building! Oh no! University going to be trying rushed up. A nice... Well, I mean, it has to be something metallic, right? They are metal hooks. All right, Imp is on the way. We got the Clanker construction coming in. Wide will still be a little bit faster, although Overtaken with his 4th TC is still going to be a better spot overall. And obviously, you're not building that castle there. Yep. Obviously. Castle going to have to be placed defensively. And how much of the focus is actually going to be on the Navy at this point, right? Because you still have to worry about cannon galleons. But at this stage, of course, controlling the gold is going to be essential, because it's not like Overtaken has any gold left at home. I guess he could take that gold, but he just hasn't done so yet, and it's still pretty exposed. Nobody is over here to the east, although I do like that Wide is at least now outposting it up. And it's going to be lots of fire ships. Now remember, both of these civs miss incendiaries. Yeah, neither have fully upgraded fast fire ships, and neither have heavy demo. But they have everything else. Yeah, Incendiaries is actually a semi-rare upgrade. Matter? Yes. They do help your fire ships a fair bit. They're both good. Well, I mean, Incendiaries doesn't really matter as much if you're doing fire ship v Galleon, because the Galleons are generally sniping them more at a distance, but against both Hulks and enemy fire ships, Incendiaries is really good. Yeah, it's 15 unblockable damage in a very wide radius. So, like, 15 damage that's not affected by armor with a wide radius. There's no hit and run. Well, I mean, there should always be hit and run with the Galleon. All right, heavy warships is coming in for both players. Maybe there's a slight timing window here for Wide in just a moment. I mean, yes, it does matter, but... I mean, think about, like, Knight versus Conquistador. I guess that's still just a much smaller distance. I guess Conquistador versus Camel. Like, the Camels can still chase him down, but Conks, you still want to hit and run with them as best you can. All right, fast fire ship is in, but now the upgrades are in. The fire ships are obviously kind of, you know, a moot point with each other. They cancel each other out more or less. The Galleons just give you that little bit of extra DPS at the back. And remember, Galleons have one more attack now. Not too sure why they got an attack buff. There's Siphons coming in. That I need to get used to as not being a fast fire ship because it's literally the fast fire ship icon. Gonna be getting you some extra attack here, but now we're getting into a real late game situation. The Hulks are being out here as well, but you already have Galleons to help deal with them. Aren't they doing demos? Because demos are expensive and they need their own upgrade line, so they have to get Demolition Ship and Heavy Demolition Ship. All right, Careening coming in here as well. Going to be very helpful against the Galleons. But yeah, I mean, Incendiaries is in. Or sorry, Siphons is in. You're getting that extra attack. Meanwhile, over to the west, both players have to mine the Treb and looks like that is going a bit better, actually significantly better, because you're just attacking the enemy Trebuchet, so as long as Wide is paying attention, he will be fine here. Meanwhile, on the water, though, things are looking to be going a bit better here for Overtaken. That ship regeneration is nice, and again, you have Dry Dock in, too, so you have the full 3 Pierce Armor here, which, again, every little bit of Pierce Armor you can get helps. Well, yeah, the Carracks don't have any attack upgrades. Remember, just like how Galleons need to get their own attack upgrades, Carracks do as well. Don't have any right now, because remember, Carracks have the same exact attack as Hulks do, like Feudal Age 1. They just... Wait, they don't even attack faster? Wait, so Carracks actually deal 0 additional damage relative to War Hulks. Like, the DPS is exactly the same. They're just faster and more HP and armor. Anyway, now the numbers are looking a bit more similar. Now, there is a lot more idling. That's super lucky. You're not paying attention. Why? No! Oh, no. Oh, that was so avoidable. Oh, no. A little bit of mining over here for both players on the right side. Handcart now coming in here from Red. He still doesn't have Heavy Plow. Chemistry coming into here for Overtaken, who's multitasking maybe a little bit better. Look at this. 1 Treb versus 6. If that ain't decisive, I don't know what is. Don't run your Treb into the castle, though. Still, the water fight is very important. But note that this castle, at the very least, is built so it is unbombardable from the shoreline. Elite Elephant Archer, too, for Overtaken. He's going to be preparing a fairly expensive land switch here. Hulk's going to try and go after the Galleons. And if the Galleons are sailing backward, they're obviously not attacking, but still, as soon as you just reorient the Galleons a little bit, they are doing a ton of damage to the Hulks, even with full upgrades. Oh, we got Carvel Hole. I do like how the extra techs make balancing water a little bit interesting, as there's just more wiggle room in terms of what you can give some civs, like some upgrades, and some civs some other upgrades. There's just, you know, more interesting distinctions that you can create. Fires Galleons. I would think that Hulk plus Galleon is probably like the best composition if you can get to it, but it's kind of hard to judge. I mean, we don't know any of these things for sure. Anyway, Overtaken still does have a better economy. Shipwright coming in for Wide, but he's already winning water. He needs to not die on the land. Assel coming up here forward. But how are you going to stop the Elephant Archers plus Trebuchets trundling forward? Overtaken, by the way, is grabbing his 4th relic at this point. You do have Masonry in, and now Architecture, which still does matter a lot against the ships. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, Elite Elephant Archers with a fair few upgrades in right now are going to be very difficult to stop. Wild idea, I know. Drummonds, well, they deal more damage to buildings than Drummonds, but as Cannon Galleons are really only good against buildings, whereas Lochuans are also good against units, and Drummonds are also good against units. You'd think Cannon Galleons would be the best pure anti-building ship, right? Maybe they could get an attack speed boost. Because they have the same reload time as a regular Trebuchet, which is the slowest in the game at 10. Even more Hulks? Well, there's always that. Anyway, Scarab upgrades are being rushed up right now. Now, on the one hand, Wide is able to expand here to the sides of the map, because we actually have a good game here. Not a very one-sided game so far, which is to be expected in this tournament with all of the new stuff. But I mean, this is going to be getting very, very powerful as Bengalis have a super strong late-game army. I would be unsurprised if the next DLC is South America or Mesoamerica. Actually, if you're the devs, you can make civs in both Mesoamerica and South America. Do you do Mesoamerica so that you can incorporate Mayans and Aztecs more and have actually like a decent bit more civ diversity? Or do you add more in South America so that Incas aren't literally all by themselves and create some more civ diversity there? Mapuche? Did Mapuche really have like a big empire civilization within the AoE 2 time frame? And one, okay, so each region has 3. Kappa, oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, lots of vills going down here. Crop rotation, baby. Rotate those crops. You know I like seeing that crop get rotated. And a castle here up on the side. Siege engineers also on the way. But this massive elephant archers fully upgraded now, except the unique tech pikes. Other than that, fully upgraded. Lautaro? I don't think I know Lautaro. I really don't know like anything about pre-Columbian Americas. Although it's interesting to me because we don't ever learn about it in school. Like in America, you only learn about the Native Americans that the, you know, the British and then Americans interacted with. All right, Mahayana coming in, get that extra pop space here. Versus the Spanish. But like, we already have a Spanish conquest campaign with Montezuma. It would feel kind of weird to have another Spanish conquest game. It's why I'm glad they actually did Pachacuti compared to, like, Pizarro. Oh, Bombards. Not quite getting sniped. Ike's going to be coming in as well, but that is another castle that's fallen. The cannon galleons are going to be able to blast away over there, though. Native Americans? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that would make sense only for an AoE 3 campaign, but again, that's just what we learn in school, is only... I mean, usually still, you spend maybe a week in September learning about pre-Columbian America, at most. And usually the first main unit's the, up to the American Revolution. Anyway, Elephant Archers here to the south as well, and of course, just the way the civs work out is that the Bengalis have a significantly more population-efficient late game than the Malay do. That said, Halb is coming in, the university goes down there, and what's really, I think, going to be keeping wide in the game right now is just that he has water control, and it's not especially close. There's no real even way for Blue to get back on the water. American DLC, Oh no, that's a disaster for wide. Oh no! 2 dead Bombards for free. Now that castle's under siege once again. On water to win? I mean, you can still control the coastline, but you need to start seeing, like, a few galleons over here to bombard the villagers, if nothing else. And right now, you are just struggling for population as overtaken the 7,000 score lead from just blitzing through his opponent's base. He's had these 6 trebuchets since early Imperial Age. They've dealt 80,000 damage. Wild. And GG is called as overtaken, gets another 3-0. All 3-0s today. Yeah, losing the Treb War was just not something you could recover from. Maybe with some good bombard cannon hits, but the skirmishers were always in lower numbers than the elephant archers, and that's just what we love about AoE 2, is population efficiency is a thing. I don't know any other RTS where population efficiency exists, which is, I don't know, I think it's really cool in AoE 2. That you can create units that are cost efficient but not population efficient, or population efficient but not cost efficient. Or in the case of war elephants versus everything, both. Yeah, definitely still a fun game to watch for sure. StarCraft? The StarCraft still has units costing different populations. As much as I would like to have an army of 150 Broodlords, I just can't. They don't let me. Alrighty, looks like next is going to be Target versus Vinchester. Again, update the stream title. Stavros? What's up, Stavros? Target. You're banished to picking gray. That's what you deserve. Actually, Target I think is a gray picker, now that I think about it. Occasionally. Alright. Obviously because we're jumping around sets, it's kind of hard to keep track of exactly what's going on. It is 0-0, so they have just started. We're on the most specific of all Pacific Islands. Another main DLC. I know, man. I feel like it's been so long since we've gotten, like, 2 to 3 new civs. Just 3... I would even take 4 regular campaigns. Like, why can't we just have a normal DLC? I mean, I get that you can't do them all the time because you need to release more expansions than you can realistically do for regular DLCs. But, you know, I miss it, man. We haven't had a regular DLC since Mountain Royals. Vinch getting a lot of value there. Winning on water as well. I mean, just yeah, look at this. Holy cow, that KD is getting very fast, very quick. Now, pros are saying that she were, like, the best civ in the game right now because they have a top-tier economy. I mean, they might? I mean, their eco is solid, but it's never really, at least in my testing, it wasn't that great. I mean, it was a nice advantage, but nothing, like, that groundbreaking. I mean, it's a very good, you know, versatile upgrade. It's like half of it early on that goes up to 1 in feudal. Which, I mean, again, that's nice, but it's not like there aren't other civs that do that better, or do have a better eco. And it is true, it is good on both low eco and high eco. Well, Castle Age is going to be in a little bit faster here for Target, but he's going to need to do some magic here to come back on the water. And these demo rafts will not be upgraded with the medium warships upgrade. Remember, you need your own separate demo ship upgrade. In fact, I mean, the fact that you get that, the discounts plus an eco bonus is very nice, but on Arabia, are they amazing on Arabia? Again, like, it seems to be a near consensus among top players, and, you know, I will disagree with top players sometimes, but I'm not generally going to go against the entire body of top-level AoE 2 players. I just... Again, like, Keaton's being way too good, that made sense. Shu being way too good, Anyway, Forging Upgrade is in for both players. No Iron Casting yet. Finch obviously gonna have to come sail away. Come sail away. The dock is doing a bunch of damage here. Oh my goodness, guys. Remember, Hulks take a lot of damage to those arrows, and now the demo rafts, remember, aren't being upgraded alongside those other warships, and they are just a Big ol' waste of resources right now. The Tower of Winchester does go down, which is something, but again, like, just look at this KD right here. FC angle? I mean, they're a lot faster than Scorpions. And they're also tankier by a lot against things that are not mangonels, but they're countered even harder by mangonels, and they don't really feel quite as strong damage-wise. Yeah, demos, I feel like demos either should have had a cost increase or a, damage decrease. But not both. All three king? Yes, I am too. Oh my goodness, Ellie's calling me. Hold on. Ellie finished her last workshop of the season. Isn't that a delight, guys? Alright. Game number 2 going to be coming in here. Etons don't feel like AoE 2? Etons just don't really feel that exciting. Archer Civ? Yeah, I mean, well, most of the Archer bonuses have been taken already. Anyway, we're going to be going to Immersion next. Yeah, Syscon swept Dragonstar earlier, but we've had already, like, what, 4 or 5 different sets we've been casting on 2 hours of streaming, so we're obviously just bouncing around. New stuff that is mostly restricted to the new civs. Well, it's really one of the few ways that they can actually add new civilizations, right? Because so many of the actual, potential stats you can tweak are already taken. So adding regional units and bonuses is one of the ways that they can actually create new and exciting civilizations. And also, creating new gimmicks is a way you can sell the DLC, right? Because, like, hey, here's this new mechanic. What's stopping you from adding some of the things to old civs? What do you mean, like adding step lancers to Mongols? Or adding rocket carts to Koreans and Chinese? I mean, they are doing that. He added caravanserais to Persians. Paladins already are basically a regional unit. Only European civs have paladins, with the arguable exception of Cumans, who are already half a European civ anyway. Oh, whoops, my bad. Vinch was on the right side in the last game. I think pastures are already very difficult to balance, so I don't want them to adding pastures to the other nomad civs until they actually get them balanced. Yeah, I mean, Persians have Savars. And Savars are fine. They look cool. European Asian? I mean, yeah. But I mean, Huns literally use the Central European architecture set. Anyway, Vikings here for Winchester to the west, and Japanese here for Target to the east. I mean, back in the day, we did see Vikings played occasionally on this map, but they were still very tricky because you couldn't fight in the pond, so you really had to fight a galley war on the outside. But now, you can just play Vikings, and they're just going to be a good hybrid civ. Excuse me. But yeah, Paladin is in actually all but name a regional unit already. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get some coffee. I'll be right back. Yeah, Dash did. All right, I'm back. I'm back. The gathering could be extra efficiency in exchange for a wider base. And yeah, I mean, I guess that could be one way they could have gone about it. Pasturing animals is land inefficient, but it also works well in areas that don't have good agricultural soil anyway, or lack rainfall, which is, of course, exactly what the steppe was. So, I mean, it's not like the people who developed the pastoral lifestyle were idiots, right? It's just what worked best in the area. But obviously it doesn't work best in all areas. Oh! Well, that's good here for Target. Okay, those quick walls are very important. Honestly, that only had 13 HP! I mean, if Target was paying attention, he could have just destroyed the foundation with those 3 men-at-arms. Vinch, oh, wow. I didn't realize Vinch yet. Vinch is almost 3K. military tech. It wasn't really technology, but more of superior military tactics. Superior military TikToks. All right, double bit axe is in here for Vinchester. He does have his archers on the way. I mean, that was honestly kind of a big missed opportunity. In stirrups. Both of those things were very good. But not necessarily completely defining. Employed as professional soldiers? Yeah, basically. I mean, there are a lot of reasons that that nomads have historically done extremely well up until the Industrial Revolution got to them. Anyway, skirms are on the way here for target. How goes it? It's going all right. It's aight. Besides, only Bulgarians had stirrups. It's a well-known fact. Or a demographic, raw, falls, pastoral economies had a rise in important. Oh my god. Target! No! Okay, that was a big fail. Alright, Wall's coming in over here. So far, we got a couple of Hulks here. Where are the Hulks, actually? Oh! Gonna be nice kill there for Vinch. How much res are Hulks? What? 70, 35, I think? After plagues? Yeah, well, I mean, when there are fewer people to populate the land, it's easier in that sense to have a pastoral lifestyle. Especially because it's not nearly as labor intensive. You don't need as many people to successfully, you know, pasture animals. For no reason. I mean, it's a tough scenario. I mean, it used to be an almost impossible scenario, but now it's just a tough one. Well, that's another nice little kill here for Target. I mean, other than throwing his men-at-arms into the TC, he's done pretty well so far, but he did throw his men-at-arms into the TC. He does have a lot of Hulks on the field, but with only one range, they don't really have the ability to harass units. And set up a farm? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Anyway, walls are going to be coming in on the right side. They're already here on the left side, so that'll be enough to allow any sort of reinforcing skirmishers to come in. So that's going to be quite nice. And yeah, Target's doing just fine here, guys. Oh, the double tiger! The double tiger. Oh, feels bad. Oh, there's another one! Why are there so many tigers? What? Also, this is lame, man. This is so lame. This really is lame. This shouldn't be a thing. Alright, we already have the Viking Hulk out. There are 2 Hulks for our Grey player. Forging is actually on the way at almost the same time for both, but the docks, man. Docks do so much damage. The Hulks, specifically. Oh, but the villager was on low HP because of the tigers! Rip, 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 rip. Alright, now Japanese have everything except incendiaries and heavy demo, right? I think that's still the case. Yes. Wait, no, they have neither of the fire ship upgrades. Yeah, why do Japanese have a crappy late-game navy? I guess they're not classified as a naval civilization, technically. Wait a minute. Didn't Finch click up already? Hold on. Did he cancel Castle Age? Or am I insane? Oh. Why did I think he was up to Castle Age before? Okay, well this is gonna be nice here for Target. As collected or even, but obviously one dude is way faster to Castle Age, and that's another dock that's been denied by Target's Hulks. Insane? Yeah, I always had that suspicion. 12 to 12 fishing ships. You got medium warships on the way. Historical accuracy. Well, the Japanese never had a good navy until Meiji. Because funnily enough, the Japanese spent... Like, Japan is far away from everywhere in Asia except Korea. So it's not like until Japan was able to conquer, you know, they had the military and logistical unification to try and conquer Korea. That didn't even work out. And then they just decided to go insular after that. But Japan was Japanese... Most of Japanese history is the Japanese fighting themselves, as opposed to outside invaders and having only limited contact with everywhere else. All right, medium warships coming in, crossbow and bodkin and gillnets, even very quick gillnets upgrade. The famous Mongol Navy. Well, I mean, 90% of the work was done by the tsunamis. Or the typhoons, rather. All right, the medium warships upgrade isn't in yet, though. Okay, now War Hulk is in. A Song Navy? Song and Korean, both. They used both Chinese and Korean shipwrights and Chinese and Korean sailors. The Mongols themselves just, you know, sat on the ships. Well, Vinchester doing a good job there, cleaning on up. Mm-hmm. And that dock is still going to go down pretty fast. I want to know if Hulks are better than fires and then galleys at destroying buildings. Is this better than the fire ship meta? No. I mean, I like the fact that Vikings are competitive on hybrid maps because, you know, Vikings are a classic civ. You love to see them be viable, but at the same time... Is this really all that exciting? No. Because at least the fire ship meta also had demo ships in it. This is literally just one ship. Terrible? Well, again, they have -3 bonus damage against buildings. Now, again, the water changes, I think, are working out very well. Except on maps like this. Like, to me, these maps are still extremely difficult to balance because early fishing is still way too good. And galleys don't work at all because you need space and numbers to use them effectively. But yeah, right now it's just all about Hulks. I'm all about that Hulk. No galley. I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. Third TC coming in here for Vinchester. Army numbers are looking good. Like, once again, he's just taking far better fights, and sometimes it is that simple. The casting of iron is coming in. No, yeah, that's true. I should really stop singing. Iron casting coming in. Archer's Hulks? Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sold on that army composition. Skirm's Hulk? We've seen Skirm sink Hulks before. HP per cost of... Well, I mean, ships are supposed to be stronger than land units, right? Because the downside of ships is that they're limited in where they can move around, much more so than land units are. It just makes sense, right? If anything, ships feel too weak right now. Like, the Hulk's getting obliterated by random archers feels so odd. Anyway, Again, Vinch is just taking better fights here. Terrible Highlands game? Well, Highland is just not a good map. As much as I love it as a kid, Highland is not a good map. Oh, boy. Several archers did get sniped right there, and you do have a 10 villager lead. That dock was also denied. It's 7 to 16 fishing ships. So you do have these 4 on the outside here, Hulk that is. Yeah, ship HP is getting lowered, and ship armor is also getting lowered. Alright, longboats on the way. Longboats are still very good, for sure. They fire their, 4 arrows that all deal 5 damage? Longboats are very bad against buildings. Much more so than the galley line. But they are maybe even stronger against units? Oh, gotta be careful. Because, like, these warhawks will literally deal 21 damage a hit to mangonels. Like, they will two-shot them. If all the shots hit. Which they should. Some heavy losses there. Yeah, 4 arrows from the longboats each that deal 5 damage. Shots miss? Yes, they can. If the target is sailing away right as the attack is happening. Anyway. Just some more dancing happening around here on the outside. One shot? Nope. Eco balance seems better. Well, he is the better player. 50 villagers on wood to 48. But, yeah, I knew it, guys. Sometimes you just know when somebody's eco lead is entirely in wood collected. You just know. Black Hulk hits? No. Because the Hulk attacks don't work like that. The Hulk's attacks are 100% accurate. It should say here, actually. Yep, accuracy 100. As opposed to the fire ships who have an accuracy of 0. Ballistics coming in. I mean, still, the imp timings at least are going to be similar. He's got the building. Like, he will literally just click up right now. Both players can click up. I know Vinch doesn't have the building himself. Oh, no. And Target is going to click up. I mean, if Target can find a way to take better fights, he's going to be in a good spot. And still 16 fishing ships for Gray. Japanese fishing ships, of course. Does he have gill nets in? He actually has neither of the upgrades. Oh, you want to have that. And this castle is way up here to the east, which is kind of interesting. Japanese CA, yeah, Japanese CA are going to be very good against ships. Masonry coming in, that's still very important against ships. Including Hulks. I want to see what the... Do those even look like hooks? They look like large metal arrows. I don't know. I mean, they are grappling hooks, but they just kind of look like arrows to me. Like large metal arrows. I mean, yeah, they definitely look strong. If you were a boat, I don't know, Tulip. I'm not too sure you're not a boat. I'm kind of getting a boat vibe from you. Hooks? Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe it looks more sensical when they actually have the ropes attached to them, and I have no idea why they don't work like that for Capture Age. Anyway, Imp is about to be in here. And it's going to be the Archer play from Vinchester. Of course, you have Bogs Vigar as the Vikings. The shared ships? Yeah, that would be nice. Okay, heavy warships is coming in, as well as chemistry. Chemistry bracer both on the way. Oh, that elite longboat upgrade isn't getting research. That's for darn sure. Which ones don't? None of the ships have custom animations except for the unique ships. Alright, so still no elite longboat. Fast fire ships are in. And, I mean, shouldn't these guys only deal 4 damage a hit? I think they should. Prepping is continuing, though, until morale improves. Cannon galleons are on the way. Turtle ship death, it's a good one, for sure. But yeah, I mean, these archers are still going to be dealing a fair amount of damage here. Siege Engineers is about to be in, and Target is just, again, not really capable of taking a good fight here. He's got no real navy. He's got no land army. That cannon galleon's having a bad day. Then just getting some tower upgrades. I mean, you do technically have fully upgraded guard towers as Vikings. But yeah, Japanese missing both of the fire ship upgrades is kind of unfortunate for him. Well, I mean, yeah, Vinch is looking extremely strong as we would expect. I mean, Vinch is still, in my mind, a top 10 player. Just maybe a little bit inconsistent. Is not the no? aeiouswallow is the host, the Taiwanese organizer. Anyway, Finch still showing his class as a player. Why not? What do you mean? Was done? No? Thalassocracy Cup was always done by aeiouswallow. Are you thinking of cartographers? Because T-West did the last cartographers. The first cartographers was Viper, the second cartographers was T-West. You thought wrong. Alright, Aquarina is next. And there is the Chinese being picked. A no-name organizer? Again, the only reason this tournament got so much money in the first place was to do because of the new naval rework and whatnot. And besides, I'm not in a position to host a tournament right now because I'm trying to get a full-time job. Yeah, again, this aeiouswallow has been doing tournaments for a long time. Yeah, exactly. Job as a tournament organizer? Hey, man, if I could make a living off that, I would. But I was never that great of a tournament host anyway. So might as well give it to people who do a very good job of it. Ornlu, something like that. Anyway, Vinch is going to be the purple Chinese to the east. Are we going to see the fast imp dragon ship play? Who knows? Target's going to be the Dravidians. Dravidians are like always fine on these maps. But yeah, this is definitely a fun map. It's a fun one. The new water strats? Hulks. Lots and lots of Hulks. Versus Thalassocracy? I mean, shouldn't the dragon ships obliterate the Thalassocracy? Like full-on Exodia! Obliterate! Level of obliteration. But yeah, I think with ships garrisoning inside docks, there's no reason to do anything other than a full-blown fast castle or fast imp on this map. I don't think you need to go fast imp. I still think like fast castle aggression can work, but you definitely need Castle Age warships to try and deal with all this. Castle Age? I think so. But because it's so difficult to expand to the sides of the map, generally speaking, you want to end the game fast. Because, you know, once you pin your opponent in their base, there really isn't anything left for them to do. Where are those sheepers going? Going on an adventure is where they're going. Sick. I've seen it work and I've seen it fail. I mean, the whole galley into Hulks, once you see... You know, take map control with galleys and Castle Age and then switch into Hulks feels like it's very powerful. Need for sheep? Well, I disagree, because there aren't any forage bushes on this map, so once you run out of boar meat... I guess we only have 5 builds here on boars. You're still only on 1 dock right now. Plenty of fish. Lots and lots and lots of fish on this map. There's 42,000 food. Bills on wood and all ships. Yeah, but you still only have 1 dock fishing ship production. Per bot? No, this is perfectly standard. Marlin and dolphins have 350. The regular deep fish have 225. Perch specifically have 200, and shorefish and box turtles also have 200. Perch, I guess, have less food on them because they're a freshwater fish. And are going to be smaller than the other ones, I think. Initiative towards the TC? Yeah, well, that's just a mouflon pushing problem. Okay, now you got the double docks going in here for Target. I mean, I'm sure Target has worked this out to be a good build order. Same here for Vinchester, who's also actually he's not even took in his second boar. Wow, look at this. Just no vills on food right now. All vills on wood. Double fishing ship production all the way. Hello, Youngjun. All right. Well, Vinch is 4 vills ahead right now. What? I guess... Oh, he's Chinese. Duh. I talk in all early game about the dragon ship rush. Fast imp dragon ships, and then forget that Vinch is Chinese. Anyway, Chinese eco, showing why it is still just as insane as always. Before they're headed to the game? Oh, I couldn't either. 3 more fishing ships for Winchester. 2 more villagers. His eco is absolutely rolling. A chain reaction. Oh my goodness. I think that's just part of the reason why the Dragon Ship Rush is so good, is that on this map, with all of your resources very close and all of the fish you can take early, Chinese are just... Like, the Chinese eco is just that much more insane than it always is. Anyway, Feudal Age on the way here for target, around 38 population. But, I mean, Winchester's already on 45 pop! And counting! I mean, this is like full-blown migration on, you know, 4v4 migration levels economy. He's gathering from the oysters as well to help get the extra resources he needs. This is just cray-cray. Triple lumber camp. I guess it's also triple lumber camp for target. He has the mill. Remember, you do need that mill so that you can build a market, and both players are remembering that. The sidewalls? Yeah, I wanted to build a dock right here. Yeah, I mean, this eco difference feels, like, even for Chinese, feels like it's a lot. $22 fishing ships to 17, 30 vills to 27. Another dock coming in here for Target. There is the market, and there is the blacksmith. Might as well get fishing lines as well right away. 24 fishing ships, man. Yeah, Vinch is getting fishing lines right away, and double bid-axe as well. Yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing here. Target's honestly making a mistake by not getting the upgrades that he can afford easily. On Reed? What? Yeah, Boar, still one of the Mouflon left. All of the sheep are left for both players. Galleys? Yeah, we... It's like make galleys to take map control into a quick Imperial Age, if not a full-blown fast Imperial Age. Yeah, I mean, this is not at all the first time I've seen it, but the scout even gets a villager kill here for Winchester just to add insult to injury. Again, 1,200 more resources for Winchester at the moment. Finch does lose a scout in the process, but the scout is very not valuable at the moment. Galleys are crossing the map. How many docks are we on as Vinch? Ana tu se ne. 4 docks? Ana tu se ne. Okay. 4 docks before docks. Fire galleys are out, though, so you will likely need a switch over into the hulks. Fletching in for the galleys. And you can see that Vinch is actually making galleys and also will not be that far off from a fast Imperial Age. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, indeed. Fires are just wrong. No. I mean, you see the fire ships still going to be pushing back the galleys. You need to get, of course, medium warships. Lots of eco upgrades coming in here for Vinch. University Monastery here for target. He certainly also wants his Imperial Age. But you can't just go Dravidian fire ships into dragon ships. That does not feel like a winning recipe. And those fishing ships are going to be in for a bad day here in just a second. I mean, target is still going to be faster. For some reason, wheelbarrow is being prioritized for Winchester, which I don't really get. Also doesn't have another building yet. Translate, it's just 1, 2, 3, yeah. Oh, we got the clankers getting constructed. Look at this, guys. Like I said, the fires are doing all right versus the galleys here. Now Vinch is going to be making his own ship transition, but honestly, Target's going to have the better imp time. Of course, we will also need to see Careening and Dry Dock come in. Dravidians do have the full naval tech tree, except for siege engineers. And indeed, there's Careening coming in, but a lot of the fire ships have gone down. Yeah, it really does seem like it. And again, like, you're still 40 seconds faster to the Imperial Age right now as our gray player. And is it possible for Dravidians just to go Hulks plus fires here? Totally. Like, totally. Like, oh my god, Target. Could you win this game with fires and Hulks? Anyway, again, Target's just not taking good fights at all. Like, whatsoever, I'm afraid. Aw, rip. Extra demo HP? Alas, they do not. Anyway, Siphon's coming in. Are we still only on 4 docks? It feels like you should be on... Okay, no, it is 5 docks. 5 docks for both. Is it the unique ships? I think they're all in pretty similar positions, except longboats, which are maybe even better against ships and significantly worse against buildings. The other warships seem exactly the same in terms of application. All right. Will we see incendiaries as well? I feel like that's going to be an important one, and something that Chinese don't have, remember. You don't have incendiaries. Or Carvel Hull. Yep, and he's rushing incendiaries, so that is the plan. And I don't think Finch ever got siphons. No, he did not. All right, Imp is in. Still 12 to 34 ships? What the heck? I mean, I guess it's just the eco difference. Incendiaries isn't in yet, guys. And neither is Fast Fire Ship. Why are you taking this fight? You don't have the numbers, man. Yeah, they reworked turtles. Now you sail the fire ships right into the maw of your opponent. Anyway, Galleon and Dragon ships are both going to be in. It feels like you should have a separate upgrade for Dragon ships. That feels probably fair, honestly. Yeah, I'm not seeing this one here. Remember, Dragon ships do have one more attack and are faster. Yeah. Could not take a good fight at all. Could not match it Vinch's macro. I mean, just look at these numbers difference. Brutal. Yeah, 2,000 more wood and 500 more gold. That's a lot more ships. Yeah, I think you do need to add in Hulks as well. All right. Like Classicpro versus iBUYPOWER is happening as well, so we'll go ahead and watch that. Update the stream title. Let me update the scoreboard. What's the score between these two right now? It is 1-0 Classicpro, and we will jump over to the immersion. Scaling ships. Well, again, they have 2 unique upgrades, which is really helpful. Need more Valley Girl Ornlu. All right, guys. Classicpro going to be here in the yellow as the Malay to the northeast of the map, and to the south in the blue as the Japanese. It will be iBUYPOWER. I mean, their ratings are very similar, but of course Classicpro is a much more established pro. Still could be maybe interesting, though. Obviously, all of the matches are still, in theory, pretty one-sided. Oh, nice kill there. Skirms are already out, though. Of course, we are just catching up to real time. Oh, whoa. What's up with this tower? I mean, it's denying the main gold, which is nifty. And iBUYPOWER does have 3 villager kills from it. But Classicpro is already up to Castle Age. iBUYPOWER? At the power store. You go to the power store, and you walk up to the counter and say, I would like 1 power, please. Then they give you your power. All right, CA coming in now for our blue players. Looks like we are arriving now at real time. And you got Wheelbarrow coming in. Eco upgrades are looking very good for Classicpro, especially relative to iBUYPOWER, who's got no eco upgrades right now. Holy cow, this eco advantage for our yellow player is a giganto-enormous. And, like, yeah, you've got Elite Skirmisher in. You're trying to make that CA switch, but if Classicpro is just going to out-macro you in the way he is right now, it will not be a close game whatsoever. Because right now, 22 population lead for our yellow player. The mighty Skirmisher is going right after those fishing ships. No, it depends on the market rate. You know, it's often not an exact one-to-one conversion, you know, with market fluctuations. All right, E-Skirm now coming in from Classicpro, but Classicpro is going to be very happy just to play this archery ranged unit mirror match, essentially. Because 1, the army that has more skirmishers in it is likely to win. And 2, he's got a way better eco, so just if you make the same composition as your opponent but have a far better eco, you're obviously going to be at a huge advantage. Couple siege units here, though. Yeah, the Siege Workshop might have not been the most well-advised ever. CA don't get the world's best hits off. But again, like, this is still probably just fine for Classicpro because his eco is, again, so far ahead. 0 eco upgrades for iBUYPOWER, Bowsaw, Horsecollar, and Wheelbarrow. All in for the CP. And then only just now getting DVA. And hello, Sir Waterfall. Greetings from America. And now Wheelbarrow also coming in, but again, the eco. It really sometimes is as simple as that. Over 4,000 more resources. How to turn on... Yeah, I had no idea. That Siege Workshop is going to go down. I mean, I guess this is still working out fine here for Classicpro. The CA numbers are still quite low. They are going to be doing a little bit of raiding, but again, with how enormously better the economy is for Classicpro, like, iBUYPOWER needs to get, a completely unreasonable amount of damage done. And yeah, realizing he's got absolutely no chance in this one. The score difference, the eco difference is simply too vast. And Classicpro up 2-0. Zooming on up throughout late Feudal Age and into Castle Age. T3 TC, yeah. I mean, he saw the score difference. I mean, he really had nothing going for him in that game at that point. And we shall get into game numero 3. Decent. They're literally one of the best civs in the game, if not the best civ in the game. I do love the Malay Castle for sure. And the infinite fish traps is like almost entirely irrelevant. The Malay fish traps last like 2 in-game hours. The discount on the fish traps was the more important part of the bonus. Our Magyar experience? I think on Nomad it's certainly possible, and maybe Immersion too. But it's not infinite? Yeah, but like it doesn't really matter. I have literally never seen a game where Malay fish traps not being infinite has mattered. There was one game of BF where I saw a Malay fish trap reseeded because they went for the early fish boom and the game went long. But it's like on freaking Black Forest, man. It like what, you lose 500 food in total because of the discount on Black Forest 2 hours into the game. Yeah, Malay, yeah, it used to be even better. Alrighty. Game number 3 here. Tournament life on the line for iBUYPOWER. He'll be in the blue as the Spanish here to the center of Nomad. And immediately seeing it, actually, is iBUYPOWER. We'll see Classicpro's TC in the yellow as the Persians to the east. So pretty close rush distance, as in they're both within the same screen here. Grabbing that boar is going to be important for either player, but yeah, it looks like iBUYPOWER missed it, and it's much closer to Classicpro's TC anyway. Beyond that, Persians are a very significantly faster civ than are the Spanish, but Persians are also a civ that don't especially love dealing with conquistadors, as they... You know, it's like you have to invest more resources into the Persian eco compared to a generic civ, and even then, it takes a while to pay off. You have no unit discount. Your units aren't, like, all that strong. Like, Persians are overall a very good civ, but not really the best suited for, like, a timing-based game. Nearby resources? Well, the whole point of Federias is that they give you gold and stone when those resources are gone. Alright, so, iBUYPOWER was faster with his TC. And looks like the Vil is already going to be coming... I guess she was just grabbing that goat. Doesn't see that boar. Doesn't see that boar either. Ooh, that's kind of some unfortunate scouting. Anyway, the dock is over here for blue, it's over here for yellow, so relatively close rush distance, because again, this version of Nomad has the land go all the way to the edge. Existing gold mines? Yeah, it feels like that would limit them a lot. I'll just probably never feel good about Federias, and that's just the way it is. Too high? Exactly. Like a bit of a Pausarino. Start the game already. All right. So, still, even though the TC was faster initially for iBUYPOWER, the power of Persians, faster working TCs, and docks means that yellow's going to catch up sooner rather than later. Aren't even picked? I don't know, man. Why do we do anything? Finding golden trees. Well, to be fair, you can sell wood, you know, types of wood for very high value. Looking at you, mahogany, walnut. Classic Ornlu stream? Yeah, like, why do we even do anything? What's the point? Self-trading? I mean, they already are doing that on some maps. They already have it on Michi. They already have it on a lot of the water maps. Adding in, you know, neutral docks and neutral markets. Super OP, but are now... Yeah, they used to be super broken, but are now relegated to only being S tier. They're only S tier instead of S plus tier. How disappointing. Funnily enough, Persians are just as good as they always were. It's just that they added even more civs that were, like, even more insane. Buy wood, make crossbow, sell crossbow. What? That's too confusing. Presto. Oh, presto. Alright, there are some rabbits over here by the forage bushes, so you can go ahead and take those nice and easily. Confusing? Yeah, I don't really know most other RTSs. Hey, getting some extra food there from the mouflon. Single horsey? Yeah, I mean, the Huns are arguably the best nomad civs, even still. And it's just because of that stupid horse bonus, man. So, 2 villager lead right now for Classicpro. He is getting ahead in resources. So again, even if you're slightly slower in getting the TC down, the fundamental thing here is, I guess, that your Persians, one of, if not the best Dark Age eco civ, versus a civ that has no Dark Age eco bonus.
Actually, Ornlu, you can get 20 gold back when you research Loom, and that's a Dark Age eco bonus.
Yeah, I know. It actually can be helpful when drushing. You can add in an extra militia with your drush without having to mine any gold. Your least disliked bonus? So you like it? You just used a double negative. Aren't TCs? They changed it a long time ago so that Spanish and any other civ build their TCs at the same speed. So Spanish don't build their first TC any faster. Overall, oh, you mean just like as a technical eco bonus? I mean, very technically. You hate the least? Again, that's a double negative. Get more work time? Yes, you get a few seconds more work time. Alright. No one minding coming in. But the Hulks. The Incredible Hulks. Did Yellow scout the docks? Yes, it looks like he did. Okay, so great job there from Classicpro, finding out where his opponent's fishing fleet is. Now, again, you are now... It's much harder to completely kill the fishing ships because you can garrison them inside the docks. But even if you just prevent the fishing ships from gathering food, it can still be very difficult to actually get a faster castle age. You can see here the boar is coming in, but it is probably a little bit later than you would prefer. iBUYPOWER is probably fine. Again, it's just not quite what you prefer. Yeah, I mean, as I'm sure most of you know, the whole reason you go for this fast feudal age in the first place is that you deny the food income that is necessary for both the fast castle. Like, if you can delay castle age, that is already... that's almost always game-winning level damage. If you are just denying the fishing eco after they click up to Castle Age, so they have a much more difficult time researching upgrades and training conquistadors, that's also a win. And, you know, more often than not, the level of damage that you will get done. But you also have to be cautious that they can fight their way back on water in Castle Age, but that's honestly much harder to do if you cannot afford medium warships, which actually, how much does that cost relative to... that doesn't help us out. Okay, let me check in-game. Because it was 230 food, 130 gold for War Galley. 150 wood, 100 gold. So... it costs wood instead of food, which I guess makes sense for a ship upgrade, but it is cheaper to get medium warships than it was to get War Galley. 60? You possibly could do that. But, like, do Spanish need to be better in the late game? I would say no. Spanish are a fantastic civ. Big fan of Spanish. They have some settings where they're very powerful. They aren't the most broken in a lot of settings. Yes, Conquistadors can be an annoying unit to play against, but the civilization is still very reliant on it. Feels like there's a stray arrow that could end up killing one of those villagers. Anyway, the fishing ships did in general escape, but the Hulk is chasing it down. At the opening? Oh, I thought you meant, like, per age. Instead of... a transport ship? I can't afford it. Alright, market coming in. Stonewall already over here. I mean, it's Spanish. You know what they're doing. Generate more gold? You assumed correctly. They sure do. That's always been the case. Anyway, castle coming in. It's still a very fragile eco right now for iBUYPOWER, but the conks will be on the field, and really it's just going to be down here to Classicpro to get the proper defenses out. But all the stone walls are huge. For armor upgrades, well, considering missionaries are still not always the best unit to go for, as Spanish, yeah, I think it's totally fine. Missionaries were basically useless before. One Ornlu buck? Sure. Whatever your heart desires. Just wait around for a minute and you'll win an Ornlu buck. Anyway, 7 fishing ships to 3 still. There's 1 Hulk on the map. But like I said, your eco is already so stretched at this point because of the feudal age pressure that you're still not able to afford medium warships. You're still not really able to afford many conquistadors whatsoever. Those forage bushes do help you out for the time being. And you can just see that the Conquistador is simply not getting all that much damage done. Got plenty of archers with fletching. You can go ahead and get crossbow and bodkin as soon as you hit Castle Age. And Classicpro is doing absolutely everything that he needs to at the moment. That house doesn't even open an entry into the base of yellow. Getting fishing lines to help out those fishing ships gather rate. Good stuff. Alright, just some Hulks on the map. Nothing too crazy. Bodkin will obviously come in with plenty of time before that blacksmith is destroyed. And yeah, obviously that house does not actually open up the entryway here into Classicpro's base. He's even adding in a second TC before a university. That already feels like, oh geez, he is just cruising. Anyway, it's going to be CA. You could maybe argue skirmishers here would be, you know, the more direct counter. But honestly, because your food income is the one that is the least powerful, right? Because you have mostly bills on wood and gold. going for a unit that costs those 2 resources does feel like it makes plenty of sense. Skirmishers also would be more necessary if you were under more pressure. Not the Mouflon! But again, like, Cav Archers are the better long-term play, they're the greedier play, but I think one that you have time for is Classicpro, and one that's just going to work out overall. Why did he crossbow? Because he had a bunch of archers. It's still, like, you have 8 archers with full HP, you might as well get crossbowmen. Oh, boy. Besides, you can do stuff like this with crossbowmen. Oh, dear. Cogs are going to have to run back that way. They still don't have that great of upgrades. Just +1 defense for now. That fishing ship's also going to go down. Classicpro saw the Conquistadors leaving, so he knows that he has to be careful here with his crossbowmen. But since Cogs move faster than crossbowmen, obviously, it is difficult to prevent them from taking an engagement entirely. But if you sort of poke away at each other from range, like with the Cogs here, it feels like you just need to be decisive and say, you know what, we're taking the fight. But iBUYPOWER doesn't want to do that. He's waiting for +2 defense, which I guess he has time for, but time is not on your side in general here. You already have a defensive Mangonel out of his Classicpro. You have Persian TCs, which are super tanky. The Cav Archer numbers are steadily climbing. Eric's coming in. I suppose that is so he can get a stable for Bloodlines and Husbandry. Of course, both are very important for Conquistadors. Still no university for ballistics yet, and that just feels like you are living large right now as the Persians. Like, he doesn't have a university, but he doesn't even need one right now. Yeah, those crossbowmen are going to die, but they're buying him plenty of time. Oh, also, the 1-pro Mangonel trade came in. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie, dearie, dear. Third TC for yellow? Oh my god, guys. What is one to do here as iBUYPOWER? I mean, you need to go for a second castle drop, and that second castle drop needs to, like, be literally on top of the opposing town center, but that feels like a too tall of a task. Oh, no. Oh, no. So many low HP Conquistadors. Aggressively, but he hasn't been able to play. Like, how would he play more aggressively? He hasn't had the resources. Viable hooks it? Yes. Persian late game Navy is a lot better than it used to be. Because I think your fire ships get all the upgrades. Yeah, you get fully upgraded fire ships and fully upgraded hulks. And I guess fully upgraded heavy demo ships. So the fact that you miss galleons with Bracer isn't as big of a deal. That said, you still do miss ship, right? So it's not like they're a top tier late game naval civ. And of course, you still would rather have galleons with Bracer as an option, but you have more options than you used to as the Persians. Anyway, 2 Mangonels to 2 Mangonels, but you basically need a 2-for-0 trade if you want to have any hope at this point as iBUYPOWER. Only, you know, 2/3 the... Oh, God. Oh, boy. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. No longer a meme? It's actually worse now. You used to at least have fully upgraded fast fire ships. You don't have that anymore. The Aztec Navy was less bad than you thought it was. Try not mentioned? Yeah, it's fun to say that. I mean, the castle does come in, and that's nifty and all, but you have, like, no resources. That transport ship? To sail around with Cav Archers? But... Actually, where are the other Cav Archers? Only half the Cav Archers are right here. Where are they? Oh, okay, they did go all the way around. Oh! They got 16 villager kills over here, guys. I wasn't even paying attention. Yep. Yep. Yeah, another one-sided set. I think we've only had one-sided sets today. All right. I think that'll be it for me today. There are some more matches happening, but there's going to be like a little bit of a break, and I don't really feel like doing that. There will be matches tomorrow. Let's see. When does Jordan versus Dennis start? We're not casting that at 6 in the morning. Maybe I'll get on for Lix versus Lewis. What time is that? 7? Oh, boy. We'll see. We'll see. Right, Daniela. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.